Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna build transcript summarizer. We will deploy it on AWS Bedrock and we will use Lambda to test it. It will be serverless, cost-effective and quick to use. Let's dive in. Let's break down our architecture. We will provision AWS Lambda using AWS CDK. Lambda will call Llama model deployed on AWS Bedrock. It will send transcript with simple prompt, and user will receive summarized output either in JSON or text format. Additionally, you can also deploy API gateway in front, and also you can build some simple React UI or any other UI to send your transcript to API gateway, which will invoke Lambda and deliver response to user. Let me quickly show you backend configuration for our setup. We will use AWS CDK, which I like very much because it's nice deterministic tool for infrastructure. We will have only one stack, Lambda stack. Here it is. Simply you will need to set some of the parameters. We will pass model ID as environment variable, and we will also pass the region. And here is important things for you to know is that you need to use US East 1 region because this region supports most of AWS models, while for example EU Central 1 supports only some of the models, maybe older one. So if you want to use latest models, you should use US East 1 region, which is also global region for AWS. So this Lambda is using a handler and also Node.js function, which is actually Docker behind it, and it's getting handler code and using ESBuild to build compressed and compiled JavaScript code out of TypeScript. And yeah, let's look at handler. So our handler is very simple. We have a prompt. You can put anything here actually. So this prompt is asking our model to summarize a transcript with specific format, only valid JSON. We will use US East 1 model as fallback, and we will use AWS Bedrock CDK. Converse command will send messages. If you worked with OpenAI API or Cloud API, this format will be actually known for you. You saw it many times. You send some messages to our model. You can send multiple messages. You define your role. It can be user, it can be system prompt, etc. And also some config like max tokens, temperature. What you should also know that Meta Llama model is a little bit limited by context window. It's smaller than popular latest paid models like Cloud and OpenAI ChatGPT. So you should be aware of that. So this handler will simply send request to Bedrock and receive response. Also, what I wanted to mention is that you need to set AWS Bedrock access for Lambda. Here I used full access, but usually I don't advise to do that. I would advise to limit it to specific permission in order to preserve security. So let's deploy our stack, our service, and test it. As always, I have makefile to test it and deploy and everything. I like make tool because it simplifies your commands, and you can set up basically any shell command in a simple command in makefile. So let's deploy our service and see what we did. As you also can see in our handler, we just simply send whatever we receive. So if you want to use it in production, I would advise to put some validation here. Also, I would advise to put some validation on output because as we all know, language models are not very deterministic, and this output can be actually pretty anything. Even if you tell it to use structured JSON markdown as we did here, you cannot guarantee that output will be what you expect. So I would add some validation. You can use regex, you can use some Zod parsers, etc. to validate your output. Also, you should be aware that Llama 3 is limited for max token usage. Our concrete model is limited for 8,000 tokens, which basically limits us to smaller transcript. If you have long video or long Zoom meeting which you want to summarize, I would advise to chunk your transcript in several chunks. You can calculate a number of tokens based on number of characters, and yeah, you can update this code. So here we can see what we deployed. Again, if you want to go to Lambda, you just put Lambda in this search. You will see first service. You click on it, you go to functions, and you will see your deployed function. Then you click on this function, and now if we want to test it, you can just go to test, and here you can send event. This event I already saved before for this video, but basically I can do it again. So if you remember, in code we expect transcript in event, so we just put transcript. I have here transcript from one of my videos about AWS cost optimization, which I also advise you to watch. It will be here. So let's copy it, let's paste it here, and click format JSON. So that's basically it, and now we need to click on test and see what happens. So function execution succeeded. You can see details, and we can see some output. This video discussed 3 AWS cost leaks that users might be ignoring. And you can see summary of this big long transcript which I created for one of my previous videos. Let's quickly check our configuration. We have timeout of 1 minute, we have memory of 1 gigabyte. For this specific task, I think we can use less memory, maybe 256 or 512 megabytes. But also I advise not to use 128, because usually when you use smallest lambda, sometimes it's slower and you can even pay more for it. Also, let's check environment variables. We can see our model ID, our region passed to the environment, which we use in our SDK. As already mentioned, you can use this service with API, with some UI. You can summarize basically anything, starting from YouTube videos to your Zoom meetings or Google Meet meetings or Microsoft meetings. You can automate it, you can inject it into your company pipelines. You can connect it to APIs like I don't know, like Google Meet API if you want. But also in general you can use this guide to not only script summarizer, but also to general usage or any usage of Llama model or other large language models. If you want to use them on AWS on larger scale, deploy on AWS Bedrock, this guide actually should help you. But that's not it what I wanted to show you. In the next video I will show you how to build a video summarizer, which means you don't have to extract transcript yourself. This summarizer will do it for you, automated, and you can also deploy it on AWS. This is a high-level diagram, and I will show you a little bit more detailed diagram. Here it is. Basically this service will use AWS Transcribe. Also this part is same which we had in our current video, but everything else will be built on top of that, and this I will show you in one of my next videos. That's it for this video. If you found this helpful, please hit like, subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. It helps me to understand what I need to record in my next videos. As I already mentioned, you can use this guide to deploy your Facebook Llama model or cloud model or ChatGPT model. And on top of that, you can build not only transcript summarizer, but basically any service, serverless, using Lambda, using API.